Okay, let's see what we got here. I am showing a live stream that's starting up. So far, so good. Just waiting to see video on my check screen. Video is there. So let's activate this. And we'll give that a minute. And we'll activate that. And we'll activate that. And let's just check. Ooh, okay. Looks like everything is up and running. Live chat, please. And let's go to live chat, please. And let's do a quick test of each channel. Test 1. Oh, I forgot. I didn't hit the button to enable. Enable. There we go. Now, let's try that again. So we'll repeat test 1 because nobody saw it. Oh, that's interesting. The window's not even on the screen. Whoa, where'd it go? Hold on. Sorry. Bear with me a minute. Where? There it is. Huh. Usually that's pretty good. This time it didn't. Oh, of course it didn't, because why would it? Let's. Got it. Done. All right, let's try this again. This is my fault. I have to type correctly. Test 1. There we go. Test 1 is successful. And we'll say test 2. Test 2 is successful. And test 3. Test 3 is successful. So we should. Now this I want to check out. Does this still work? Oh, actually, I guess it doesn't matter. But I can sort of test it as test 4. Yeah, it works. Okay, so we're good. So I can go ahead and click share there. Oh, actually, hold on. I shall return in a second. All right, sorry about that. Wife was calling just to let me know that there was a car accident, but not to worry. She was not part of it. So let me just do one more test. 5. Oh, yeah, that's right. This thing didn't work. It worked before, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right, here we go. Let's punch it here. So we're going to do this and this, and everything else should be working now. So we'll just give this a minute. Verify. Okay, great. So you're seeing my iPad screen here. Sensational. So this, I think I talked about this. Oh yeah, because on the last stream, I'm going to get a quick sip of water. Give me 1 second. There we go. I talked about this. This is the new cover I'm working on for my best friend and co-host's book called Artificial Fear. And yeah, so the color work is in here. I think last time the line work was done. I don't think I'd added any of the blacks or anything like that. These colors are just the first kind of general colors. But what you can't see is I have one of the reference photos. So I'm just looking at how the mountain is going to look on there. So let me just make sure. Okay, good. So let me look at, let's see here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, okay. Good, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The colors I'm not, necessarily 100% on, but these are starting colors. And I've got the dust here. And in fact, I have to finish this particular layer because I did not finish coloring this. There we go. And so, yeah, I'm just going in with the colors now and kind of filling it in. I'm going to turn that off too. Just want to be able to see as much of this as I can. So I'm using some transparency on this where the opacity is, I think on this one is maybe 50% or 25% because it's supposed to be just dust kind of rolling in here. In fact, what I might do, no, actually I'm going to leave it all the same. I was thinking of complicating it, but I really don't need to. So, yeah, we're just going to keep going on this. And let's turn even though it really doesn't matter because you're not going to see it, let's turn the guy off. Where's the little guy here? Where is he? Oh, villain. Let's turn off villain. There we are. Just so I can do this. Get that in there. And yeah. So I'm really, actually I'm lucky because my co-host went out of town for the next few days. So what I'm really hoping is when he gets back that this will be pretty much done or done enough that I can show it to him. And the nice part is there's basically, if you've never done anything like this, book covers come in a generally, I mean, there's different sizes. There obviously are specialty book size formats and stuff like that, but generally books come in 3 to 4 sizes. So I'm doing this for what is considered the most typical paperback size, because that was what he said he was going to be doing, was a paperback of it, which he had never done. But the elements, because they're all in their own layers, means if he chooses one of the other formats, it will be very easy for me to move things around, resize things, and not have to redo the whole image. That's one of the huge benefits of doing this in the digital format, is that I can move things around. So, if I need to, I can. Or if he says, for example, and he might, that the villain character maybe is too small. I've gone back and forth on that, but I kind of like him where he is. But still, it's, the cover is for his book. So if he says, can you make the villain bigger? Then I can do that really easily and not have to alter anything else. It'll be relatively simple. So that's what I mean. That's the benefit of doing things in digital. Whereas, especially because I'm doing this as kind of a surprise. Because I, for years, have said I was going to redo this cover. And I'm sure at this point, he doesn't necessarily think it's going to be right now. But I do want to get it done. And so it's a bit of a surprise. And so, I can't do a surprise. If I was doing it in physical, I would have to have sent him the initial sketches and said, hey, is this, what do you think of this? Because I'm sure the overall idea he won't have a problem with, but he might say, oh, yeah, okay. Or for some reason, he may not want the main character, his hero character, to have a red shirt or whatever color that is. I don't anticipate that. But if it happens, I want to be able to accommodate it. So that's where doing it digitally, I can do this completely in the background without him knowing. And then if he says, oh yeah, well, I really like it, except that villain character, or if he wants to do the text differently than I'm envisioning, because I have an idea of how the text would go, but he may not like it, which is to go vertical with it. He may not like vertical text, which is, you know, hey, if he doesn't, he doesn't. And so again, I want to have digital, have it in this format means I have the flexibility to be able to go and change that really easily and not have him feel bad. This way he can be honest and say, yeah, okay, I like it, but this. Whereas if it was done in traditional, I know certainly if it was me, I'd feel I wouldn't be as quick to say, can you change an element? Because it might take a ton of work to do it. So now he doesn't have to worry about it. And neither do I. I won't have to redraw everything. So that is the goal with this. I probably will not finish this in this stream. Oh, and not that anybody's here, but so this almost doesn't matter. You know what? I'm not even going to bother them because by the time this posts to YouTube, it's not going to be an issue anymore. I was going to say the next week or so, the stream schedule is going to be a little different because oh, wait a minute. Hey, Furcorn, how are you? Hello, welcome to the stream. Well, since you're here, I was just about to say that I wasn't going to bother saying this part because nobody was here on the live stream, but since you are here, I will just tell you, not that this is a big deal, but next week, well, two things. One, I will probably be doing a stream tomorrow earlier. I don't know exactly how early, but definitely earlier than now. Probably, oh, I don't know, what is it? It's 6:45 where I am in California. It is probably going to be much earlier in the morning, so I would say closer to 10, 11 a.m., something like that. Oh, hey, Dream Pocket, how you doing? I'll show you. Hold on, because it's going to look like... All right, welcome to the stream, Dream Pocket. I had the pleasure of being on a trivia show with Dream Pocket recently over on Heartbeat Hero Radio. We were all dressed in Halloween costumes. I looked absolutely ridiculous, which is the point. And so thank you for stopping by, Dream Pocket. So what I am drawing is many years ago, and I don't even remember how many years ago it is now, but it was a while ago. A friend of mine, my best friend, my co-host on my podcast, is a writer, and he had published his first book and asked me to do the cover for it, which I did, but this was pre-iPad, pre-digital. This is when I was still doing traditional, and I'm not going to show the cover, but I didn't like it. It was fine. He used it because he needed a cover, and he wanted me to do it, and that was fine. But for years, I have said I want to redo that cover. He's going to do a paperback reissue of his book, and so I thought now's the time. Let me jump on this thing and let me redo this cover. So the last stream was all the black and white, just the foundational elements. Hey, Timber Dragon, how you doing? So basically, last stream was essentially this, was where I had all this stuff and some of the other line work. Why is some of that line work missing? Hold on a minute. Why is that line work missing? Is there a layer? Oh, it's on the other thing. That's right. That's on the black layer. It's on this layer. Anyway. So now I'm just doing the basic color entries in here. Just the big kind of broad colors. I'm going to dial it all in, but this is just me getting the color layers put into place so that I can start to put the detail work in there and decide on what colors I actually want to use. So right now I'm just doing the dust clouds, and then I'm probably going to do a white layer on top of these black lines. Let me see something. Hold on, it doesn't look right to me. Why is that like that? Oh, that's the bottom of the that's the bottom of the mountain. That's right, I forgot about the mountain, which you won't see when that's there. Okay, good. That got rid of the mountain. Okay, got it. This is the problem with working on layers with transparencies and stuff like that, is you start to lose track of things. So what I'm going to do, I think, now is on... Ooh, no, don't delete nothing. Okay, there we go. So that's the mountain layer. So on the ground, which is probably the town? Yes. So in the town line work, what I need to find, it's probably, yes, there it is. I'm going to put a layer in between here, go to white, and then I'm going to paint specifically, well, actually, hold on now. I have to think about this. I have to think about how I want to do this. Because I can't just do a white layer. What I have to do is, okay, I have to consider this for a minute. Because there's a way to do this that's smart, and there's a way to do it that's stupid. And I'd rather do it the smart way. I got it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, all right, I got to find that layer. I'm going to take this layer out. I don't need that anymore. I want to double this layer right now. The top layer, I'm going to drop to about 50%. And then inside the clouds, I'm going to erase. Did it really not? Oh, I erased the wrong layer. Sorry, my fault. I got to erase this layer. There we go. And that will create the illusion that the clouds are obscuring something. See what I mean? So basically, I'm just faking the idea of transparency here by doing that. And we'll do the same thing right here. And this will cause it to look like the clouds are causing the lines to go behind. Or not the lines to go behind, but that they are kind of partially opaque on top of the lines. I think I erased too much there. Just a shade too much. There we go. Same thing here. Real easy. I may actually go even more transparent on that. That still seems a little harsh to me. Yeah, because this has to go to, because there's cloud in front of that. And really, it should apply to that mountain as well. So we'll have to do the mountain too. Ooh, yeah. So this is the transparency. So what if we drop that down just a bit more to like 25%? What does that get me? Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, so now I have to do the same thing with the. Well, thanks. Yeah, that's the trick. Is I'm not a real I'm not a real three-dimensional artist. I'm more of a cartoonist than anything. I work in very flat layers and flat images. So you have to fake dimensionality in this stuff. So that's why I'm doing this, is because it's the only way I know to really fake it. Where is that mountain? Where is that mountain? I know it's in here. Is it? No, I wouldn't have put it up there. Okay, it's probably not in the town. No, it's not in the town. So it's maybe in the... Where is that thing? Oh, I did its own layer. I'll bet anything. Yep, there it is. So same thing here. I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to drop this down to 25%. Right? Except I just realized I did the wrong one. So that... Okay. This one needs to be at 25% because it's underneath. Then I come back up to this one, and I take that eraser, and it's the same idea. Now that right there, I gotta fix that. But we'll get to that in a second. So we're just gonna do this, and we'll just erase that there, and we'll fix those problems in 1 second. Okay, so we're good there. And obviously, I'm gonna have to now do the same thing with the. Actually, you know what? Well, we'll deal with that in a minute. I don't know if I'm going to do... Well, I will probably do it with the buildings, but not in the same way. All right, so this, we got to fix this. Because that right there is no good. Now, let me see where that line is, because I'm trying to figure out why that looks like that. That would be in the town. And that's which line? That line there. Okay. So, oh, I know why that's like that. That's because the ground right there is missing. Actually, you know what? That's okay. I don't think that's going to be a big deal. Oh, yeah, it is. It's going to be a big deal because I can see it. So we're going to turn the colors off for a minute. Oh, well, okay. So turn that color back on. Turn all these other colors back off for a minute. That right there has to get fixed. We're going to fix that because that's behind, right? Yes. So we're going to grab this color. Actually, grab that color. And all we're going to do is just seal that up so that that's not there. Make sure, okay, we don't have any other seams. Jump that back on. And, yep, now, oh, wait, I have to turn the line back on. Hold on, sorry, I forgot the line. Yep, okay, that takes care of that problem. That there is, this color is missing. Which is this one, or is it this one? Okay, and I have to maximize that to make sure I have the right color, because if I sample it. Whoa, 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 wait a minute. Where is it? Oh, I was on the wrong layer. There we go. I don't want to have any missing spots. Okay, good. Now we drop that back down to 75. Otherwise, I would have sampled the color at 75%, which would have looked not great. All right, so now on the mountain, right there, that line, I just do not like that line. So we're going to take a very small eraser. We're just going to shave that line real easily like that. And now it's not as obvious what's going on there. Why does it look like... Oh, I know why it looks like that. Because the sky is back here. Yeah, you can see that. Where's the mountain? The mountain is here. Yeah. So, okay, so the mountain... All right, ooh, this is going to be interesting, too. Okay, so let's turn off all... Actually, no. I don't have to do that. I have to erase with this. So I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to real lightly... Wait, am I on the right layer? Hold on, I got to make sure I'm on the right layer. Yeah, I am. But this is the tricky bit, is getting this just right. So you got to get this just right. Which I didn't, because I went too far down there. Actually, no, I'm kind of... No, I'm going the wrong way. So I got to do this. Turn off all those colors. Sample this color. Oh, that's what I did. I got it. I was looking at this completely backwards. So we got to just shave this real lightly like this. Because now the black line isn't there to really hide the seams of that. So it's intersecting with the sky. So let me just do that. Doesn't matter down there because you can't see that. But the sky can be seen here. So you have to get rid of any of this stuff that is kind of going over both. So if I do that, I can clean the rest up in a minute. But I'm just going to follow this real easily. Yeah, see, this is... When you start messing around with transparencies, it doesn't matter as much right here because you're not going to see it anyway. Oh, I went too far. And you just have to kind of keep an awareness of where everything is. Now, it should be fine if I turn the sky back on. Yeah, see how it's bleeding? I know, I did go backwards. What I have to do, I see what I'm doing. So actually, I'm erasing the wrong thing. I need to erase the sky. Oh, you'd think I actually knew what I was doing some days. I don't. I really don't. I don't know what I'm doing. It's amazing. It's amazing. It really is. You sit there and go, yeah, all right. Oh, man, I'm telling you. Furcorn, are you asking me or are you asking Timber or Dream Pocket? If you're asking me, I'm doing fine, except for the fact that obviously I can't keep track of where my color layers are. Outside of that, I'm doing great. You know. But other than that, other than not having any idea what I'm doing here, or at least not until I've made many, many errors. There we go. All right, that's better. That's better. I don't know what this is doing down here. Let me get rid of this. Oh, I'm good. Thank you. Now that I got a handle on this, I think I'm doing all right. Let's turn all this back on. There we go. Much better. Much better. The only thing I still have to do is there's a little bit of sky down here. I don't know if that matters. No, it doesn't matter. That's okay. That part's all right because that's going to be behind it anyway. All right. So we have all this is here. So probably what I'm going to do, that's fine, that's fine. I'm just looking and checking the edges. Edges look okay. I do have to do the clouds. Actually, let's do his robo hand or whatever, his cybernetic hand. We're going to do that in a kind of a light gray. So let's put that layer here. And let's get that in there because I'm going to make the clouds almost a pure white. So I want to make sure I differentiate the hands here. And we'll just go through this. The song, okay, this is a mix of the individuals, the name is on the Walkman, White Bat Audio, whose name, I think his real name, I believe, is Carl Casey, but his artist name is White Bat Audio, and he allows everybody to just use his music with attribution. So, yeah. Oh no, yeah, it is. It's a cyborg hand because these are supposed to be androids. This is like a Western meets. It's a Western with sci-fi elements. And so, oh, I went too far. That's not supposed to be there. That's got to stop at the cuff because I'm going to give him like Tron cuffs or something. I got to figure that part out too. So yeah, White Bat Audio or Carl Casey. I've seen both names used, so whichever one. But White Bat Audio is what I got it under on Bandcamp, and it's a pay whatever you want, and then you can use it whatever you want to do as long as there's attribution. In fact, you don't have to pay anything as long as you do attribution. But I did both. I paid for it and I gave him attribution because I like this music as well. A lot of his stuff, I will tell you, is more, I guess it'd be classified as metal or industrial, but there are these kind of more ambient and laid back tracks, and that's more my speed. I don't mind industrial kind of synth wavy type stuff, but it's not really my kind of go-to stuff. I tend to like stuff that's a little bit more laid back and relaxed, like Aphex Twin Selected Ambient Works Volume 2 type stuff, which incidentally was just reissued in an expanded edition, one of my absolute favorite albums of all time. And because I am a lunatic, basically the way it was reissued was it was reissued as a vinyl. I think it was like and I don't collect vinyl, so I want to say that up front. I am not a vinyl collector most of the time. But there was a vinyl, I think it's 2 LP set, maybe it's 3, as well as a cassette, 2 cassettes, and then 3 CDs. And I was looking at it and looking at it and looking at it. I'm like, oh, which one do I want to get? Which one do I want to get? And then I just went ahead and bought all 3 versions of it. So basically, I'm going to have 3 different types of this thing because, like I said, this album is just such a monumentally important album to me. I went, no, I'm not going to decide. I'm just going to buy them all. Which, like I said, this is probably only the second vinyl I'm going to even own, which is just kind of hysterical to me. But, hey, it's Aphex Twin, so I don't really care. That's something I make an exception for. So let's go ahead and we're going to use this to do the darker elements. And all I'm just doing is removing. So as you saw, what I did was I just duplicated the layer. And now I'm just removing and erasing the darker elements by just taking them out. Really easy. I could have painted over it, but since it's literally going to be the same color except with a lighter shade, I'm just going to remove the lighter parts from where I want it to be darker. Really easy. Really, really simple way to do it, which is ideal for me because in the end, I do tend to be a little lazy. And not everything has to be, you don't have to do every single thing where you draw every element and you do everything a certain way. You can just do it different ways, whatever's easiest. If it's not going to affect the way it looks, which it's not going to, why not do it this way? It's the same difference. Okay, so now let's see. This, I'm going to, okay, so let's do this. That gets erased because that's going to be darker. And we'll go along here. And yeah, that's it. Pretty much. I used to be really boneheaded about this stuff, and I used to think, well, if you're a real artist, you're going to draw every line because a real artist draws everything. You know, you don't want to take a simple way out because, that's not what real artists do. And there's a certain point where you look in the mirror and think, oh, you're an idiot. What are you doing? And then, as you said, there is that work smarter, not harder element. So once I stopped being a bonehead about it, I just realized it's the same thing. Hey, Jitters. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Wow. Yeah. I think this is the most concurrent viewers I've had in a while. But welcome. I'm doing very well. And in honor of you showing up, I'm going to get a drink of water. So give me 1 second. There we go. Water has been drank. I never quite know how you're supposed to use that word. Because people use drank when I think drunk works better. But however you want to say it, I took water and moved it from my glass into my body. So whatever term you want to use for that, feel free. Because as you often point out, hydration is important. And actually today was not so bad a day because the high temperature, and I'm going to use Fahrenheit, so I apologize if anybody's outside the US. I know not everybody uses Fahrenheit. How do you feel about Skibidi Toilet? I don't know what Skibidi Toilet is. Other than that, I feel fine about it. You did? Yes, I did drank it. Yep, that's... Being that I am a native New Yorker, that's about right for how we say things. So, just because I live in California, but where I was born and raised, we would say things like that. Because English is not really something that we necessarily speak correctly. Where are the lines on this thing? Gunslinger? Oh, because it's his hand. But that hand line work has got to be somewhere. Not there. Come on, I gotta be missing it. Well, thank you. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. So where did I put the lines on the hand? Hold on, did I put them somewhere I didn't realize? Not there, not there, not there. Not in the skyline work. Is it part of the black? Oh, it's part of the black layers. Okay. Okay, that works. Hold on, that's fine. Where's my Apple Pencil? Here we go. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, you know, that's the beauty of it, is there is really no... There's no wrong way to say things really anymore, is there? You can just say things however you say it. People know what you mean. For the most part, you know. Sometimes I sit there and go, I have no idea what that person just said. But, you know, that's fewer and fewer times lately. You just eventually start figuring out what people mean, and it's fine. All right, so... Oh, I have to erase. I'm going about it backwards. There we go. I didn't put that line in there before. I should have. So now we've got our nice kind of, what do you call it, shading on there. Yeah, I got to figure out, well, you know what? Why not? We'll just do it now. I think for these lines in here, I'll show you what I mean in a second. I think I'm going to do, let's put a layer here. And the problem with this is oh no, it's not too bad. I thought it was going to be too similar to the sky, but I think it's okay. Thank you, Jitters. I appreciate that. I appreciate somebody thinking of the marketing angle because, as you well know, I never will. I never will. You know what? It's a miracle that I even posted on Instagram or anywhere else. That's how bad I am. I just do not have that. Some people really have that skill down. They know how to make sure that they're getting as many eyeballs on their stuff as possible, and it just comes to like second nature to them. And me, it's just so anti how I usually am. You know, it just doesn't even, I literally have yeah, it is pretty close to the sky. Maybe I need to alter the sky. Yeah, it's not like this was a permanent color for the sky anyway, so let me see. I want green. I think more like, okay. Let's see here. Hold on, let me just mess around. I mean, it doesn't even have to be a blue sky. It could be a different color entirely. Not red, though, because that's his shirt. Something like that could work. Well, thank you, Dream Pocket. That's what I mean is I'm so terrible at it. You know what? I'm going to go back to that other color. I'm going to leave it like that for now. It's okay. I think that's okay for the moment. I'll figure out the rest of it. Oh, no, but it should. You know what? Okay, hold on. No, it's too close to the sky, so I got to do something else with this. Oh, you know what? Okay, you know what? Maybe I'll make it closer to something like that. Maybe. Because that's closer to his shirt color anyway, so maybe that makes more sense. Yeah, I mean, that's literally if I didn't have everything, I have like a workflow now that I post certain things and I just have it kind of as a habit. If I didn't have it like that, I would never do it. I wouldn't even think of it. I still forget sometimes, like certain elements. And only because it's kind of a habit at this point where I'll go, okay, wait, I forgot something. What did I forget? What did I forget? And then I'll think of it. So it's just, you know, it's the only way it works because I just don't have that natural inclination to advertise stuff. So it just doesn't come naturally to me that way. All right, now, here's the interesting bit of this. So now I'm going to duplicate this layer. I'm going to move it up above the red, and now this, I don't know what this is going to do, so we're going to see. Okay, yeah, that's creating a bit of a glow to it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, it's got a glow. It's not the easiest thing to see though, so hold on. Let me see. Let me think about this. Oh, on the Instagram page, you mean? Yeah, see, that's the thing is, God, I really hate how Instagram kind of defaults everything. So all of my artwork is on my actual, my web page has got it. And then actually, I'll tell you where it really is. If you really want to see all the work, go to my Behance page, which is Behance. Hold on, I'll just type it in. Hold on a minute. If you really want to see it, this should show up everywhere, I think. Oh, no, it won't show up there. I need to do it on, oh, crap. You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to write it because I already know it's not going to work. This is where you want to go. .net/, oh, okay, I'm going to have to angle this. Ozone. Well, the name's on the top. But this is the important part. Behance.net/Ozone Art Foundry. That is where, that's where all my work is. I'll just be honest with you. That's where it is because I do so much of my stuff in Adobe products that's where it lives. So if you want to see it, that's where all my work is. I keep on top of that a lot. So almost everything, as soon as I finish it, within a day or two, ends up on there. So that would be my actual, that's the true place to go if you want to see all the current work. Even my art, my web page doesn't necessarily have as much as Behance does just because it's so easy to put stuff on there. So that's where I would say to go. Okay, so let's take a look at this now. See, I'm just, yeah, that about 10% maybe. Gives it a nice glow to it. I did just notice that there's a part missing here. Let me clean that up. There we go. But that's a nice glow without it being too... Oh, you know what? I just realized I missed a spot. Hold on. All right. No, not duplicate. Delete. Delete. Go here. Oh, through which one? The main web page or through the Behance site? That's... Yeah, like I said, I like Behance a lot. I know people have their problems with Adobe, and I understand that. It's not cheap. I really wish that Adobe would do some more affordable stuff because I think they're limiting themselves by being so expensive, and I think at one time when Adobe was kind of king of everything, when there really was no alternative, yeah, sure, I'll do. Listen, if you think that you have something that I work for, I'll do it. I'll do it. But yeah, so yeah, the thing with Adobe is I wish that they would, because there's so many good competitors for them now, they really should rethink how much they charge for stuff, and they should have better options for people, because the reality is a lot of these other tools, some which are free and some which are definitely cheaper, they're just as good. And I say that as somebody who's used Adobe stuff virtually my entire artistic life. Hey, thanks, Jared. Thanks for coming by. Thank you very much. I always appreciate you coming by and saying hello, especially because you do so much more promotion of me than I do. So thank you very much, man. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever it is for you. Thank you for coming by. Yeah, so now that there's so many really good options, they're not doing themselves any favors. They're really not, which I just don't really understand. If I make this brighter, yeah, I don't know if that's really helping anything. If I increase the saturation, oh, that's a good idea though. Pump the saturation up. That gave the glow. See, that's a nice subtle glow. I don't want it to be overpowering. I do like the idea that it looks like his clothing is charged. I kind of do like that. All right, so now let's color the gun, the butt of the gun, which, I have to think about this. Do I just want to give it a wood handle, or do I want to do something weird with it? You know what? Let's do something weird with it. Let's try like a deep kind of green to it, maybe. Just because it's just so easy. Well, maybe not that kind of green. Maybe like an olive green, kind of like a military type of green. So if I drop the saturation way down, pump the brightness up a tad. Yeah, something like that. Something like that I like. So I'll turn that off. So it's just something out of the ordinary because, yeah, if I just made it wood color, well, that's just like every... Number one, it's going to be awfully close to that leather color, which I don't like. So let's go ahead and just make it a different color. It's supposed to be some kind of, you know, ray gun anyway, because I don't know if you can see the barrels are not normal gun barrels down there. I don't know what those are supposed to be, but we'll do this. But I also, you know, it's... The trick is you want it to remind you of the kind of classic Western, you know, gun that the guy's got, but also have something futuristic to it. And so you have to make little tweaks here and there. Actually, you know what I should do? That would be a lighter color because of where it's facing. So let's go ahead and bump the brightness up on that by about 10% or so. Grab that. There we go. And that'll sit on top of the other one. And then I think I'm going to give this particular weapon gold accents instead of silver. Silver would be the kind of traditional one, what you would normally see. But I think we're going to go with gold on this. So let's see, gold color. Gold is tricky when it is... What is this color? It's close. Let me take a quick look at... Hold on a minute. Let's see. What is... So we would want HTML gold... Or sorry, not... okay, there we go. Hex, not HTML, hex. Okay, so it'll be Foxtrot, Delta 700. Even though it really doesn't look that gold to me. Hold on a minute. Let me look at some other ones. Well, that is... No, that's considered gold. Old gold. Ooh, I like old gold. Hold on a minute. That's a good one. Old gold is... the hex for old gold. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. That sounds delightful. Is Charlie, Foxtrot, Bravo. 53 Bravo. Enter. Okay. That's old gold. No, that's it. That's it. Okay. Let me close this. Yeah, wow. There's so many variations on gold. Look at all this stuff. You know, I'm going to leave that there because that might actually be a good color. Huh. Yeah. Some interesting ones. All right. So let's take this. Let's go ahead and put a layer. Oh, did I put that on the same? I did. I made a huge error there. Okay. Hold on a minute. Let me sample this. I just realized I didn't change my layers. So that was a completely screwed up thing that I just did. Luckily, very easy to fix. There we go. I didn't go to a new layer. Always important to make sure you're on a new layer. But luckily, again, because this is digital, it's exceptionally easy to fix. And I just have to come in here and recolor this, which is simple, but that's what I mean. One nice thing about this is, about being on an iPad or any digital platform, because I assume they all basically will let you just do a quick undo in case you realize that you screwed something up, because I had killed the glowing thing by doing that. So now I should have my lighter color already saved. I do. We'll jump to, again, new layer. We'll put in that light green again. Okay. Just do that. Let's do that. And then we will do the old gold, which is... Well, it's a good thing I didn't close that page, isn't it? All right, that was... Okay, here we go. Old gold. Charlie, Foxtrot, Bravo. 53, Bravo. Enter. Okay. I'm really glad I didn't close that page. All right, now, new layer. New layer. We'll do that, and let's see how that looks once we've got it in there. Oh, that might be a little too bright. Maybe I think I need something that looks a little bit more weathered. Yeah, I'm not digging that. Let's take a look at my options again. That is not quite what I wanted. Let's do something that's a little bit... Ooh, here we go. Ooh, I like this one. This is Pearl. Pearl is Echo, Alpha Echo, right? Yeah, that's it. 0, Charlie, 8. All right, that might work. That's a very subdued... That might be a little too much, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it because I don't like this. This is too bright. Interesting. I mean, that barely... Well, yeah, you know what? Actually, let me zoom out. It looks... I'm not sure about it up close, but let's zoom out a little bit. You know what? I like that. I think that works. I want this to be kind of not laid back, a more subdued color, and I think that's going to work for it. So what we do need to do, though, is I need to duplicate this layer. I need to drop the brightness down about 5%, maybe 10%. Yeah, 10%. And then erase this, because that would be shiny. It's facing out. And then erase this, because this is facing up. And really, really, really quickly there, we've just created some dimension there. And then, you know what? I'm going to stick with that color for the barrel, too. I like this pearl color. This is working for me. I really, at first, wasn't sure about it, but now that I look at it, I kind of like it. So we're going to go ahead and use that for the actual whatever these are. I mean, I just made these shapes up. I don't even know what these are supposed to be, but, you know, the point was to not have it just look like... Wait, did I do it on the dark layer again? Did I? I sure did. Remember what I was talking about with being careful what layer you're on? Yep. That's okay. Easy to fix. Easy to fix. And this is why I say that anybody can be creative, because I've been doing this a long time and I'm still making stupid mistakes like that. So do not worry about it. If you want to be creative and you want to draw something, draw it. Just go ahead and do it. Why not? Why not? Even people who you think are great artists, I guarantee you they're making stupid mistakes all the time. Don't let it stop you. The point should be to have fun, express yourself. And if you're really, really, really lucky, then you'll discover you really enjoy whatever you're doing. That's the ideal thing. That would really... I see that spot I missed right there. I'm going to grab that in a second. We'll get that. I'm using this really, really thin pen, so it's easy to do that. There we go. Yeah, I think that's going to work. Okay. So let's just cut the background color out, because I think, yeah, the cuffs, I have to put a color there. I don't think I want to make them black, though. I think I'm just going to make those white. I think I'm just going to go with a simple white color on those. Let's put it behind here with just flat white. Hold on. Go to... Yeah, okay, there we go. What is white? 0, 0, 0, 0? I think it's just zeros, isn't it? Let's try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's black. So then it's... I inverted my hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's white. Okay. There we go. So let's just go ahead and fill this in. That way I don't have to rely on the background color in case, because sometimes the background color being present can throw some stuff off. I don't think in this image it'll be a problem, but I've had that problem with other ones, so I don't... If I can, I like to turn the background color off unless I need it for referencing something specific. Oh, you know what? That was supposed to be... I just realized. That right there... Okay, I missed something. But no problem. We'll get it fixed. I just realized that I missed the spot for the glowing portion. That was supposed to be there too. But it kind of blended in when I looked at it. So, okay, no problem. Let's turn off our glow layer. Let's go to our other glow layer. Take that and do this right here. Make sure I'm on the right one. I am. And then I got to get rid of that. I got to duplicate that. I got to move it up again. I got to come back here. Then we got to go here. We got to go to our Gaussian blur. We're going to go to 10% again. And then we got to bump up our saturation to like 75, I think I did. Yep, there we go. Now you see that cuff there is where it needs to be. So remembered, luckily before I got too far. Oh, yep, you know what? You're right. I try to keep an eye on that, but it can be easy to miss it, so give it a second. And it should pop right back in, but you're correct. All right, now, there we go. So all you really missed, which fortunately wasn't much, that is why I am really glad I got that beep working so that people can tell me that, because I'm concentrating on the iPad so I don't notice that the other monitor isn't moving. But all I did was fix this. This right here, that was missing. So I just had to go in, recolor it, replicate what I did with the glowing thing, and now it's fine. So now I can actually turn the background layer off. The background layer is off. And I just do that because sometimes, not in this case, I think we're okay here, but I have had it where that has influenced the actual image. So now, let's go ahead and put in, we're going to use white again, but we're going to use a different layer of white because I'm probably going to do a opacity drop on it. So we'll go back to white. Let's make sure it is white. I don't know why it keeps resetting it to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It should be just 6 Fs. But for some reason, once in a while, this thing likes to reset things on me. Okay, let me check. Okay, feed's still good. So now we're going to come into... Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to put them above the sky. Genius. There we go. So we're going to come up here, and we're going to put in these clouds, and we're just going to make them white for now. I will probably mess around with these and make them more translucent and just, you know, make them look more like clouds. But then again, I might not. If they look good as just pure white, which they might, sometimes these things look better as solid colors. It does happen. If that's the case, okay, good, I'm behind that, so I don't have to worry so much about that. Then I will come back in here and, or I will just leave them as is. And that's why I say in almost every other stream that whatever you're doing, once you've been doing it for a while, that's why I keep these streams to about an hour, is because it's really important, at least for me, visually, to step away from what I'm looking at for a while and then come back and think, okay, was my first impulse with this correct or not? So I just think that's a smart thing. Oh, yeah. Well, that's because they're hard to see because they're kind of blended in. Those will get, you know, because the idea, Dream Pocket, you weren't here when I did the initial sketch of it, but the idea is, at least my idea, is that the actual title of the novel is going to come down like this. And it's going to be Artificial Fear. You know, not like, I'm not going to literally write it, but I'll have a text and, you know, it'll be like this or something like that. And so that's where, that's going to go over that. So that will eventually be there. That's why that particular space is the way that it is. And I have so many friggin' fonts that I will play around with that too. But that will not be on this stream. That's going to be like the last thing. That's the final thing to do. But yes, those planets will get colored in. Because again, this is supposed to, I don't know if he actually, I think he does name the planet in the book. I'm pretty sure he does name the planet. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't. But I don't know that he actually describes much about it. But that's okay. That just means I can do whatever I want. So that's good. Oh, you know what? I just realized I didn't continue my clouds through there. So the cloud shouldn't have cut off there. Let's go fix that really quick. That would be not there, not there, not there. Here, right here. That's a little bit small. Let's try this one. That's right. I think that's right. Let's see. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Okay, so all we have to do is that and that. Not huge stuff, but important to do it. Let me just make sure. Yeah, we're good. Okay, back to our white layer. Here we go. Sample that color. And then make sure that we put that right there. Except use the correct pen. But yes, those planets will get colored. And I will probably haze them out because in the atmosphere, they wouldn't be that crisp. So once that's all done, I will probably do like a nice slight blur on that so it looks like it's way back in the background. I think that's my plan. But again, this is why I say it's a good idea. And I Dream Pocket, you can say whether this is the case with like music. I think I always say it's that I get to a certain point, I'm like, oh, I have to stop. I have to stop, and I have to stop looking at what I'm doing and just step away from it for a good day or so and then come back. Because otherwise, I think I lose, I don't know if objectivity is the right word for it, but I lose the ability to see it without seeing it too closely, which I know I'm explaining that terribly, but I think you get there's the idea that you can get in the zone on something, right? So you're locked in, you're focused. For me, I think that can go too far, where then I just can't break out of it. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, I decided to do this because I'm doing a million things, and that's got to be the right thing to do. Maybe. Maybe not. I have come back to something that I worked on and completely changed my mind about one element. So I like to, like I said, well, that and the fact that the iPad does begin to heat up at the hour mark, which I can already feel a little bit warming up. And so it's kind of a natural, easy way for me to be able to time myself and go, okay, it's probably time to take a break from this because the pad's getting a little toasty. And, as I always say, I know Apple will say, oh no, it's made to function. It's okay. We made it for heat tolerance. I don't trust that. I don't like heating up my electronics. I'm aware that heat and electronics are bad from years of tinkering with all different types of stuff. It's like, nope, heat's bad. Heat and electronics, not good for a long term, unless it's for a very specific use case. Yeah, exactly. So it's the same thing. It's one. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure you've had this too. There have been rare cases where I know it. I'm like, all right, no, this is it. I know what I have to get this knocked out. And there have been times to accomplish one particular thing, I'll spend like a couple of hours on one section or one area. But as far as the total, I really do not like to do that. Unless it's something like, for example, I got somebody had asked, I'm doing an artist proof for somebody for their Magic card. And I've been working on the sketch in parts. Once the sketch is locked in and the client says, yep, that looks good, then I can just keep going on that because I'm going off the sketch. It's almost like I'm tracing my own work. So that's different. I don't count that. But something like this where I'm building the parts, yeah, I don't like to work too long on it because I just think it's, like you said, it's good to just go, okay, I'm just cycling around the same thing too much. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I'm never working on one thing. I'm almost always bouncing between 2 or 3 things, which is also good because I think that does give you the same kind of break. But also, I've stumbled into an idea in one piece that didn't work for that one, but it did work for another one. So yeah, I'm a big fan of. I don't generally think that. I think in professional life, multitasking is something that doesn't generally work at most jobs. I think that was a mythology that a lot of managers bought into like 10 years ago. That, oh, you can multitask. You can be extra productive if you're doing 30 things at once. Well, no, you can't. But in something creative, I do think it helps because it makes your brain kind of stir around different ideas. And so that, I think, multitasking in parts is actually, for most people, probably not the worst thing. Not everybody. Everybody works differently. People's brains work differently. So I know there are people who want to lock into one thing and just work on that till it's finished. Perfectly fine. I'm not telling anybody they're doing it wrong. There is no wrong way to be creative. There really isn't, unless it's hurting you. Then nothing that hurts you is good. Let's just say that. The idea of the tortured artist being a good thing, it is not a good thing. You should never be working on something that causes... You should never be involved in anything in life that's causing you pain. Let's just make it a nice, easy blanket statement. If a thing or a person is causing you distress, get away from it. Do not stick it out. That's just a general kind of life lesson. Not that I have a ton of them, but there's one. Nothing that is good should be causing you pain. Almost with no exceptions. There are very, very rare exceptions, which we're not going to get into on this stream. But in general, it's a good rule to say, okay, no art should be causing you suffering. People shouldn't be either. You should try to surround yourself with creativity and people that make you feel better, not worse. And there was a long time where there was this idea that true art came from pain and suffering, and that was always nonsense. Sometimes the difficulty of life can be moved into creativity. It can be moved into art, and it can help you get through that pain and that difficulty. That's a different thing. But for a while, there was this thing that every artist had to be miserable because that was the true nature of creativity, was to come from struggle and strife and all the rest of it. And it's no, sorry, no. It's not true. It was nonsense when it was all over the place. It remains nonsense. Fortunately, that seems to have gone away. I think most people have recognized at this point that was a dumb thing for people to be buying into. So I'm happy about that. That's just kind of sad that it went on for as long as it did. But yeah, don't stick with something if it's making you sad or causing you pain. It's not good. Not good. Seek out joy. better for you in the long run. You'll be generally happier if what you seek in life is joy and not pain. That is not a brilliant observation. That's kind of a basic one. But I think we tend to lose sight of that. It's easy to do. Easy to do. All right, we are about done for this stream for tonight anyway. Like I said, I am planning to do a stream tomorrow because next week I probably will only be able to stream one day. My mother is flying out from New York to visit, so I'll be doing stuff with her. So I don't know how much time I'm going to have generally, but almost always there's one night where she and my mother-in-law, because they get along very well, they'll go out and they'll have dinner and go shopping, do that type of stuff. And so I'll probably stream whatever day that is next week, but I doubt it's not going to be 2 days. It will not be the usual Tuesday, Thursday, I would almost guarantee, unless something very unusual happens, and I wouldn't count on it. So I'm probably going to stream tomorrow earlier in the day, much earlier. And that way, too, some people who this time doesn't usually work for because they're in a different time zone, at least they'll get a shot at stopping by if they want to. And then, yeah, we'll see what day it is next week. But I think as soon as I finish this little cloud here, we're going to probably bring this stream to a close for the evening. And that way I can just let this image kind of marinate a bit. Yep, that's where we're going to leave it. Okay. Well, that's great. See, that's what I'm saying is like I said, for a while there was this thing where artists had to be suffering and that was the best art. And I was just like, oh man, really? Come on. That's just silly. It's just, why? Why would anybody want to make their lives more miserable? It's just not healthy. So, yes. Creativity should be a joy. That should be the goal. So whatever you do, make creativity a joyous thing in whatever way you can. And the nice part is when you do that, it tends to make other people happier. So it's a good goal all around. Okay, so let me do this. So let's pop the Be Right Back screen up. There we go. Well, everybody, thank you to people who were here earlier and the people who are here now. Dream Pocket, Furcorn, Jitters, and Timber. I didn't forget about you. Thank you for coming in and stopping by. And as I always say, I appreciate people coming by live, but all this stuff goes up on the YouTube page. So if you can't stick around, or if you come across a stream and you want to see the old stuff, it all goes up on the YouTube site. It's just not, obviously, it's not the next day or anything, so it's going to be a little slower. But then you can see different pieces I've worked on over time. But all that stuff goes up there. I'm not worried about always having big live numbers or anything like that. I'm just happy anybody sees my stuff however they see it. So thank you for coming by, whether it's now or whether you're seeing this later. And as I said earlier, I'll say it again. Go from here, do something creative, go watch somebody else doing something creative. Creativity is good for your mind, your body, and your soul. So get as much of it in your life as you can and support the creators that you enjoy in whatever way you can. I'm not saying that for me, I'm saying that for others who need the support. Find people who make stuff that you like and help them out, because a lot of people really want to make a go of being creative and it's tough, and they appreciate anything that you throw their way, whether it's a nice comment, whether it's donations if they have something, anything, reposting stuff that they do, they will appreciate it. Every little thing counts, because creativity and being a creator is not easy. So help those people out. On that note, I'm going to shut up now. Thank you again for coming by, and until the next stream, thanks for being here and take care.